Welcome to Otter Valley Softball on Munger Vision as Burr Burton taking on Otter Valley. It's Kaylee Pinson in the circle, and the first batter up will be Alicia Trombley as this ball game is underway with a strike called. Looks like Craig Pettis behind the plate calling balls and strikes. On an overcast day with a slight breeze blowing, but it's a comfortable temperature, and there's strike two. Otter Valley and Pinson coming off a decisive win over Bellows Falls in a game that was mercy ruled to 5 innings. I believe it ended up being a one-hitter for Pinson, and that's going to be foul past Pinkham down at third base. So as they retrieve that foul ball, I'll tell you the defense looks like this. Kristen Jerome is at first base today for Otter Valley. Ashley Delphia is, of course, at second base, and Aaron Trombley's a shortstop. Christy Pinkham is at third, and Amanda Sanderson is the catcher. I already mentioned Pinson in the circle, and that's going to be Munger going back, and that's going to be a tough catch. Yeah, that was just a well-hit ball, and it's going to be at least a double, and going in standing up will be a double for Burr Burton as they'll start the game off with Trombley going to right field. And it's one of those balls that just kept fading away, slicing away from the fielder, going deeper, 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 and now Libby Merrill up, and she'll be the catcher for Burr Burton. Boy, she went after that rise ball and chopping wood. Didn't get it. Let's finish the rest of that defense. I already mentioned that Jenna Munger is the right fielder. Michaela Harrington is in center field. Miranda Bissett is the left fielder. So Burr Burton obviously at the plate in the green and yellow uniforms. The Bulldogs taking on the Otters. Today's feature presentation on Munger Vision. And boy, that was quick work for a strikeout. And Merrill, like all those lefties, takes that lead foot and steps toward first base with it, shortening up her bat. And now the pitcher, Jenna Hazlett, up there with the runner at second base. Foul tip caught by Sanderson. Obviously a strike. Significance of it being a foul tip was the runner couldn't have gone on a steal attempt. And that'll be Hazlett following that back and quickly down in the count 0-2. On deck will be Hope Labatt, and she is the cleanup batter. Bats number 4 in the lineup for Burr Burton. That's on the infield, and Delphia will make the grab and look at the runner standing at second right there, and very quickly 2 down. And of course, here I go with my small ball preaching that they had a runner at second with nobody out, and they've not attempted to get her over to third base or small ball her around. And they're in one batter away from straining a leadoff double at second. Burr Burton is, that'll be low, but Sanderson does a good job behind the plate. Will keep the ball in play. At Otter Valley, basically every game that I've either seen, taped, or read on, they've been in control or competitive in it. Like I said, I believe it was 27-2 Bellows Falls game, but I know it's just a very lopsided win. They were right in the Rutland game. That's going to be to Bassett, and Bassett will make the grab. That will be the inning, and we'll go to the bottom half of the first in a scoreless contest on Munger Vision from Otter Valley. For the Otters, of course, Christy Pinkham gets things started off, and she'll be followed by Michaela Harrington and Miranda Bissett, and Jerome will bat in that cleanup spot, Kristen Jerome. The pitcher, Jenna Hazlett. You see the Pinkham stepping in from the left side. Usually means she's going to bunt or slap the ball. And that is right to third, and the throw to first is going to be wide of the bag, and they'll award second base to Pinkham, and I love that type of softball. Patty Candon, the head coach here at Otter Valley. And Pinkham, boy, just the perfect leadoff batter. Can handle that bat, got good speed, understands the mental aspect of the game. And he'll be on via the air. I'm going to go E5. That was Trombley, Alicia Trombley at third base. And they tried a small ball, and I was doing my book, and you can see Pinkham easily as they concede the steal. We'll go to third base. So both teams get the leadoff batter in scoring position in the first inning. Nice pitch. Some real nasty action on that ball down and into the right-handed batter. Almost it's like it'd be like a screwball. No, Hazlett, I never asked what she threw, but that's going to be to Hazlett. She'll go to first for the shore out, and they're going to come home late. So the Otters will get on the board. And just perfect softball played with the leadoff slap, the steal, and then the score. And Harrington will pick up an RBI on that. Now Miranda Bissett up with the bases clean, but the Otters up by 1. And I'll see if I can catch up. I'll give you the defense. Libby Merrill plays catcher for the The Burr Burton Bulldogs. Tamara Niles is at first. Hope Labatt is at second base at pitch high for a ball. Rachel Peliquin is shortstop. Alicia Trombley is at third. Robin Whately is in left. Megan Cardis is in center. And Taylor Smith is the right fielder. And you are up to date. And again, PEGV, you can watch it on channel 15 on your television. Or you can go to www.pegtv.com. That's going to be a tough play to make, and she will be safe. Oh, and she compounded the problem by throwing the ball away. So they'll give the second base to Bassett. And again, just little mental breakdowns like that, as that will be the second error of the inning. Now Jerome up, Kristen Jerome. From the right side of the plate, and Hazlett will deliver strike one on the outside corner. Like I said, it is cloudy, kind of humid feeling. I don't believe Mother Nature is going to interfere with the ball game as far as rain. Always a possibility though, but it's the breeze. Oh man, Jerome going up around the eyeballs, looking for that one. Strike two called. The breeze blowing from third base to first. Not a vicious wind, but it is there. I think that ball hit by Burr Burton for double is what the wind's what gave Munger a problem. Fielding it, the ball got up in that wind current and it's blowing that way, and the ball just kept tailing away from her more and more. That's a foul ball down in the dirt. So Otter Valley with that one run already in, and there is one out and a runner at second, and Jerome at the plate, and Aaron Trombley on deck for the Otters as Craig Pettit's going to do a little housework there as he'll dust off the plate. I'm not sure because I can't see as well as I used to. I think it's Tom Blackbird doing the bases. Oh, and Bassett was halfway there and trying to draw the throw down to get him in a pickle chase down, but Burr Burton will just bring the ball back into the circle. So as they wait for the catcher to get her leg strap adjusted, and those are pains. Libby Merrill down there will get her gear all back on. And we are set to go with Jerome. Looking at strike three on that inside corner. It's that same pitch that we'd seen earlier in this inning that does have that screwball action. And this time that'll be strike three looking, and the second out of the inning. And now Aaron Trombley, the shortstop, up for the Otters. And boy, right in the middle of the lineup like this, and she handles the bat very well. That's going to be a tough play. Bobbled around to throw to first, and they'll get it for the out. That'll end the inning, but the Otters do pick up a run and lead 1-0. Pinson's first pitch of the second inning will be outside for a ball. This is Megan Cardis and Robin Whately and Taylor Smith, the three due up. As Burr Burton with the one hit, it was a leadoff double. And that's going to be fouled into, as you can see, a good crowd here today for this 10 a.m. start time. And I know that's irrelevant to you watching because I'm tape delayed, but Otter Valley gets up early and gets done. I like that. So Pinson with the one strikeout and a shutout going so far. We'll get that. But I tell you what, Burr Burton getting their swings in. They made contact in that first inning. Mentioned already the double, but that last out they made on that fly ball to Bassett was a nice, hard line drive. And right there you can see that they're ripping away at these pitches by Pinson. And they went upstairs after the rise ball. Will fall it off for still a strike. 2 strikes in the count. And we're in the second. You're watching Munger Vision, and I want to just remind you that the weekend of the 12th and the 13th of June is Crowley Road Race weekend. And that's Pinkham, and I might have missed the actual catch, but you saw her there afterwards. But she'll stab the line drive, and like I said, she's one of the better third basemen in the state of Vermont, and she is steady as a rock over there. Now, Whately up. But again, see, that has good contact on that ball hit right there. Just defense by Otter Valley doing the job. Now, weather permitting, I'm back here for Seniors Day at Otter Valley when they take on MAU, which I think will be a great ball game. And again, it's always up to the weather. Strike. I want it look to be a drop pitch right there. A lot of great action on the ball for both pitchers. You can see that from this angle out in center field, the movement of the ball. So Pinson, who's been very steady all year, went up. Well, she went downstairs and upstairs, moving that ball around, trying to hit her spots, and Whately, the left fielder, didn't offer at it, and that'll be a ball. So yeah, and we'll see what the playoff seedings come out as far as getting some Otter Valley playoff games, and that's a little dribbler down to Delphia at the first, and a grab by Jerome, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. So Finn Pinson's in the games that I've done, she doesn't walk a lot of people. She doesn't hurt herself with the walks. So she's always around the plate, and she relies on that defense to get the job done behind her. And Taylor Smith up now. First time for Smith to watch the pitches of Pinson, and that'll be just off the corner for a ball. Some good pop on it, though. Some good velocity on that pitch. Pinson looks for that inside target. And actually, she was beautiful as far as hitting the target, just a tad bit below the knee. Pitcher's pitch if it gets called for you, but as far as hitting your spot, that was beautiful. Brought it up, and now whether or not she meant to come up outside like that, but she is moving the pitches around, and she'll get the swinging strike. So with 2 down, nobody on. Burr and Burton down by 1. They'll foul it off, and if if Smith does extend the inning, then Niles is on deck. Burr and Burton let the ball game off with that double, and then never advanced the runner any further. It's Delphia with another chance, and she'll get it, and they'll have a 1-2-3 inning defensively. So the Otters coming up in the bottom of the second, leading 1-0 over Burr and Burton. So the Otters, with the help of a couple Burr and Burton errors, able to get the run in the first. Now in the second, they're going to send the catcher Amanda Sanderson up. Chelsea Bruce is the DP, and then the second baseman Ashley Delphia up. And again, she'll be facing Jenna Hazlett. You see Sanderson is the left-handed batter in the order. And man, she went upstairs and fouled that back. Been good softball for many, many years here at Otter Valley. Of course, they're the defending state champions from last year. Different squad, I know, this year, but with a good record, I'm assuming, and I know you should never assume things, that they will have at least 1, if not 2, home playoff games. So something there to remember and look forward to, and that's going to be fouled straight down, and the catcher will not get the ball. Craig Pettis will pick it up and snap the throw out. Hope you've enjoyed all the softball action brought to you by Munger Vision. Like I said, you have seen a lot of local teams on Munger Vision softball. Even some college softball with Green Mountain College. And I do have on my schedule some more Mill River softball action. And that's going to be trouble. That's going to be knocked down, but I think it's going to be at least a double, and Sanderson will be standing up at second base as she went to the opposite field on a pretty nifty piece of hitting. Actually, the pitch was a nice pitch from Hazlett, as it was a low outside corner, and what Sanderson did was just went with the pitch, and you just don't see enough of that nowadays in baseball or softball. Coach Camden wants to talk to her. No, she didn't want to talk to the DP. They're going to bring in a courtesy runner for the catcher. Oh, you know, it's the lady with the toughest name, Marissa DeAgnon. Now, I probably butchered the name, and I apologize. Coach pronounced it for me a couple different times, but you got to remember, I'm not that bright a person, so DeAgnon is what I'm going to say, and if I'm wrong, I apologize for that. But the pinch runner in, the courtesy runner in, and now Bruce all set with Delphia on deck, and Otter Valley with a threat going here in the second. And a good job of laying off that pitch. Was obviously high and tight. Now Pinkham scored the game's only run. And it was an RBI by Harrington. And that's going to be a race to the bag, and that'll be out. And the runner will smartly go to third base. That's the things that Otter Valley does so well, are little things that don't show up in the scorebook. And at first base, that was Tamara Niles that made the play. Now Delphia up with 1 out and a runner at third. Now, as far as defensively, they usually make the routine play. They hit their cutoff spots in the right position defensively. They run the bases extremely well. Like right there, taking third and a small ball, and I love that the fact that they called it right there. She missed the bunt, but so Delphia will look down to Coach Camden, get the sign, and we're in an 0-1 count. Sticking with it. Now they've got to decide what they're going to do. Whoops, she faked me out, and oh, they would have had her at third, and she's going to go home, and she will get it. and then they'll throw the ball around. You can see Burr Burton chasing it around. So Delphia got the job done. Her job was to get the bunt down and then make the defense make the play. Put the pressure on the defense to make the play. Yeah, so that will leave a runner at first. 1 run in, 2-0 now. And Jenna Munger up for the Otters. Runner goes, throw down, and tell ya, good piece of base running right there, because that wasn't a terrible throw down from the catcher, Merrill. But you got to remember, Delphia's got a lot of good speed out there. So Munger with a chance now to drive in a run. We'll watch that pitch come in too high for a ball. Munger getting the start today in right field for the Otters. And she's set, and we'll watch that again come in high. So Hazlett has not pitched bad. They've been a couple, well, 3 errors now officially in the ball game on Burr Burton. Well, it's led to all 3 of the runs, and Munger will draw the walk, and she will head down to first base. Now top of the order, Christy Pinkham up. The perfect spot for Pinkham, first and second. See what they'll let her do here. And of course, she has a good eye, and she'll watch that pitch fall off the table outside for a ball. And that time she brought Hazlett brought the pitch in just a little bit and nicked the corner and got the call. 1-1 to count with 1 out and 1 run in. 2-0 overall. And Merrill stepping out. Now Pinkham with the 2 strikes. Doesn't mean the bunt's off. Will step to the right side of the plate. And Hazlett, there it is. And it's a beauty. And again, forcing the defense to make the play. And there comes the run. And Delphia will score the 3rd run. And Munger moving up to 3rd. And there's Pinkham going down to 2nd. And that is just pure softball. That's beautiful stuff to watch. Kind of stuff not only does Coach Cannon do, but it reminds me a lot of Rutland High School's Dick Wright softball. So I'm looking for Munger. She ended up at 3rd. And Pinkham ends up at 1st. Now Harrington up. Harrington's got an RBI in the ball game, and she drove a run in. But you know, a lot of people think the bunt's got to be like perfect, and it's for a base hit. And then, no, you want to put the ball into play, and then you're saying to the defense, okay, you just make the decision where you're going to go with the ball, and then you make the play. And we can see right now that when put in that position, Burr Burton hasn't been able to execute the physical aspect of making the play. Bassett on deck, and Harrington will pop it up, and they'll be grabbed at short for the 2nd out, and the runners don't advance on that fly ball that was caught out shortstop by Peliquin. Now Miranda Bassett up. She reached on an error her last time up. Like I said, unofficially, I have 3 errors in the book for Burr Burton, and a chance for Munger to come home on the wild pitch, and she will be there. And there's Pinkham coming in. Again, that's what all that's base running on, you know, all that high speed running they do, all that pressure has led, I think, to all 4 runs this inning. So a big inning as 4 runs in, making a 5-0 Otter Valley. Hazlett going to have a little chat with their catcher Merrill. They all want to calm down. But I tell you, from years past, the Burr Burton softball program, to me, and I watched it many years ago, it's making strides. It's come a long way, and you know, it's Burr Burton, especially in the last couple of years, their women's sports. You think of their basketball team. You know, they've won 1 championship in basketball and had an excellent season this past year, and that's going to be fouled off by Bassett. Again, she liked that high pitch. She went up the ladder trying to get it. Of course, the years past when I thought of Burr Burton women's sports, I always saw their soccer program, which I believe at one stretch, 4 or 5 years ago, they'd won. I think they had like 36 wins in a row or some phenomenal number. But that's going to be pushed down to 2nd, and they will flip and get the out at first base. There's the call. But it was a big inning for the Otters. They picked up 4 more runs. They have a 5-0 lead, and we're going to the 3rd on Munger Vision. See last minute's instructions from Pinkham to her pitcher Pinson, as we're looking at the number 8 batter Tamara Niles, or Tamara Niles, but it's Niles in the box as Pinson will lead things off here with the ball. Pinson, since giving up that game-leading off double to Trombley, has retired 6 in a row. And she does have just the 1 strikeout in the ball game. And you would, and this is no knock on Pinson, but when you think of her, you don't say, oh my gosh, like a Angela McGaw or Danielle Hendy that rings up. I don't think of her as a strikeout pitcher, but I'll tell you, in the games that I've done, I think this is my 4th game this year. She's right between 8 and 10 strikeouts a game. Well, that's pretty darn good. Oh, that's just nasty pitch right there, swing and a miss by Niles. But you figure in a 7-inning game, you're going to face at least 21 batters. If you strike out 10 of them, you're right around 45% of the outs. So yeah, she's sneaky about getting her strikeouts. Peliquin on deck, then the top of the order, Trombley. And Pinson into that windmill windup. Oh, she'll catch the outside corner for her 2nd strikeout on just a beautiful pitch, a pitcher's pitch on an outside corner. Both strikeouts have been looking, and now Peliquin up for the first time as the Burr Burton squad has reached their number 9 batter. Oh, that's good stuff right there. That was an overpowering rise ball, and she moved it to the inside portion of the plate. And if I was a catcher, I'd be so thrilled with my pitcher able to hit that spot. That's a pitch right there. That's going to overpowering right there. She just went back to the rise ball. 0-2 count very quickly to Peliquin. So Pinson's starting to really find her rhythm now. We'll have back-to-back strikeouts, 3 for the game, and that's the 8th batter retired in a row now by Pinson. Top of the order is Alicia Trombley, the 3rd baseman. She had the game only hit so far for Burr Burton. It was an opposite field double, but then she got stranded at 2nd base. And it's going to be deep in the hole and off the glove of Trombley, and for the 2nd inning, or 2nd time in a row, we'll have leadoff batter Trombley on base. Now, I'm going to be generous and give her an infield single. Now Merrill up. That'll end the streak of 8 retired in a row, and Merrill coming up with Trombley at first base. All with 2 down, though. In a 5-0 game, the Otters in the top of the 3rd with the lead. And there, again, you could see the movement on that ball. Call the strike, and a good pitch. Now, again, just devastating pitches to a left-handed batter. Just looking for her 3rd strikeout of the inning, and looking to strand Trombley over at first. And she'll get it on the rise ball. Burton need a pretty steady inning here. They got to. They're down by 5 going into the 3rd. They need us put up a goose egg here defensively. Jenna Hazlett, the pitcher, number 22's first pitch will be inside for ball. She has not pitched that bad. As she's looking at Jerome, Trombley, and Sanderson up here. Jerome is 0 for 1, and that's going to be the 2nd. They'll flip the 1st, and safe as she was pulled off the bag. And it's been mistakes like that that have really helped get the runs here. As that ball is hit down to Labatt, she threw to Niles, and the throw pulled Niles off the bag. So we'll see now if Otter Valley will get the gears grinding here on that bunt and run game as Erin Trombley up. She grounded out to Labatt at 2nd base her first time up. As again, they're getting their 2nd look through the lineup, and that pitch set in there for a strike, and he will throw down to first base, and Jerome back well ahead of the throw. Beginning back to the June 12th and 13th Crawley Road Race weekend, and that's going to be a wild pitch, and that time the runner will hustle down to 2nd base as Jerome will be safe, obviously, at 2nd. The road race itself from Proctor to Rutland is 8 a.m. Sunday, June 13th. On the infield, and Peliquin will make the grab and make sure the runner stays at 2nd. So off the fist for a flyout by Erin Trombley. Now Sanderson up. She had a double in the 2nd and eventually came around to score a run. It was an opposite field double. And this time she'll pound the ball down to Labatt, the 1st. They'll get the out. The runner will move up to 3rd base now with 2 down. That's the play you want to make right there. They need outs, and they got it. Chelsea Bruce up. She grounded out to the first baseman, Niles. But the road race starts at 8 a.m. down at the Gazebo in Proctor, Vermont, right by the entrance to the Marble Company. And 8 o'clock Sunday morning downtown Rutland, you have the Kids Downtown Mile. All kinds of vendors and food there, and they have a massage section and all kinds of good stuff. To first, and that's the inning they needed. No runs for the Otters. We'll go to the fourth and a 5-0 Otter Valley lead on Munger Vision. Otter Valley in the fourth with a new pitcher out there, Mallory Ketchum. Should be looking at Hazlett, the leadoff batter and the pitcher for Burr Burton. So Ketchum in has served 3 innings of work by Pinson. She gave up 2 hits unofficially, struck out 4, and that'll be a ball. I'll tell you, this is my first time watching Ketchum pitch, and the first thing that I noticed was she's all arms and legs. Her arm looks like it's almost down by her knee, which I'm thinking is going to give you a lot of movement on that ball. And she's probably a little excited, probably a little nervous right now coming in the ball game. She'll settle in. She's got a 3-0 count right now. And there's a strike. And she turned that ball over nicely on the release point. Now, I do not know what grade Ketchum's in, but I'll work on that. That's going to be the shortstop Trombley, her throw, and they'll have her. Nice job by Trombley going deep in the hole and making a strong throw. And usually once you get that first out, if you're the new pitcher in a ball game, you kind of settle down. So Trombley to Jerome, and now Labatt up. Labatt, of course, the second baseman for Burr Burton. And caught the corner behind. It'll be a ball. Labatt today has flied out to Bassett in left field. That's been the only time she's been up. And there is the call. Same location as far as that corner goes. She just brought the pitch down 3-4 inches, and we'll get the call. 1-1 to count. And well, I tell you, see that? See the bend on that pitch? Woo! That's some nasty stuff. And she will get strike 3. They'll flip it down to first. There's, yeah, she'll have her first official strikeout of the ball game, and then the 2-3 put out. So Otter Valley pitching has combined for 5 strikeouts in the game. Now Megan Cardis up. She lined out to Pinkham at third. Remember, I didn't quite get the whole catch, but you saw the end result. And so Ketchum looking to have a 1-2-3 first inning of work. Doesn't take a lot of time between pitches. That's going to be Pinkham. Got it. Nice job by the Otter Valley defense as they'll go 1-2-3 defensively and head into the bottom of the fourth with that 5-0 lead. You know, I know we're in the fourth, but you look at that score and it's only 5-0. So as long as they can get the job done defensively, Burr Burton, you're 1 inning away from being right there. So Delphi up now. She reached on an error her first time up and eventually scored a run. As I'll get camera in position now. I got chat in there. There we go. Now you can see everybody. Hazlett will split the plate, but be high. She's got the 1 strikeout in the ball game. In my opinion, which is irrelevant, Hazlett's done the job as far as not issuing a lot of walks, hasn't hit a batter. Her defense has made 3 or 4 errors. And whoa, look at the catcher hold that ball. I'm thinking awful close to strike 2. A strike myself, but didn't get the call. So Delphia will walk down to first. Now Jenna Munger up. See what they want to do here with Munger and the bat. The throw down to first, and the runner dives back in and knocks the first baseman over. And a lot of action on the play, but in the end, everybody's safe, and we'll just go back here to home base. And that will allow the runner, where is she? There is Delphia. She'll go down to second base on the wild pitch. So Otter Valley with 1 run in the first and then 4 in the second. That was the big inning. And Hazlett's going to have a chat with her catcher, Merrill, and then Munger's going to talk to Coach Camden, and everybody having a little conference going on. And again, I'll just reiterate that, weather permitting, I'm planning on coming back here for Seniors Day on a rally against MAU. Hopefully the Mother Nature will cooperate. And I do have more Mill River softball for you. And I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I think I've got at least another Proctor girls softball game and West Rutland softball game. But you just keep tuning in to Channel 15 or going to PEGV.com and clicking video on demand, and you'll watch all the local sports you can handle. Nobody covers softball like Munger Vision. 15 years of it. Nice stop by Merrill behind the plate. That will keep the runner down at second base. Philadelphia with good speed will stay at second. Top of the order on deck, and Pinkham for Otter Valley. Munger will get it out to the pitcher Hazlett, and she'll have to make the throw to first, and she will, and that'll move Philadelphia over to third base. And they'll get the out. That's the first out of the fourth inning. Now Pinkham has scored twice today. She's reached on an error, and she's had a bunt single. Showed slap, and the ball got away from Merrill, and the runner will score. As Delphia able to come in with the 6th run of the ball game, and it's been not taking anything away from Otter Valley's ability to hit the ball, but they've really got most of their runs on just mistakes by the Burr Burton squad. I got caught up there for a second. I was looking, there's a beautiful chocolate lab being walked around the field. That's going to be up the middle, and base hit as it gets past Peliquin. And so Pinkham with her second base hit in the ball game. And again, like I said, just the prototypical leadoff batter that you're looking for. So with the one down, Pinkham at first for Harrington. Harrington has an RBI today, and again, batting in that number 2 spot. She handles the bat very well. She's got good gap power. She can drive the ball into the gap. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the dog in the background right there. I would say it's probably about a year-old chocolate lab. Beautiful looking dog. That's a wild pitch. And Pinkham will coax down into second base. And on deck is Bissett. Oh, that's a shot. That's a shot, and that's going to score. Pinkham, as you see her cutting third base, and she'll easily go into score. And geez, look how fast Harrington's going. They're going to wave Harrington around, and she's going to come in with a home run. Harrington, she got a piece of that, pulled the ball, ripped it, and she was going so fast that I couldn't keep up with her with the camera. And yeah, she's going to get a lot of high fives in the dugout, and rightfully so, as she will get unofficially in my book, a 2-run homer. 3 RBIs in the ball game for now. And that'll make it an 8-0 game, and Bissett up now. That's a hard act to follow, but again, Harrington got that high inside pitch and was able to turn on it, got the hips open, and just quick hands through the strike zone. Just drove the ball over Whately's head. Whately never had a chance of making the play on that in left field. Bissett off the fist and foul. Oh yeah, next year I want to get a dog. Never had a dog in my life. I'm getting too old now. If I don't get a dog pretty soon, a puppy, and then train it and all that good stuff, I'll be too old to do it. And I've been looking at chocolate labs. That's why chocolate lab caught my eye. That's going to drop in for a base hit, and will she turn the corner? She's going to stay over there. Now see, I know Bissett's got good speed because I covered JV basketball up here at Otter Valley, and she was the point guard on JV squad, and she was very quick on the basketball court. Jerome up now. Jerome last time up reached on an error. Otter Valley able to open the lead up to 8-0. Another dog I've been looking at or studying, because I don't know anything about dogs, so like it's a clean slate, so I've just been reading articles on them in magazines, and when the computer works, I'll get on the computer and look. That's going to be a chance shot, and you can see that Bissett will easily get down to second base on that pass ball. It's a dog called a Blue Lacy. It's the official dog of Texas. And that pitch came too far inside. But it looks like a miniature Weimaraner. Those silvery gray-blue dogs. I looked at Reiner Weimers, but they're just big and very active, and that'll be a walk. So another big inning unfolding here for Otter Valley as they've got the 1 out, 2 on, 3 runs in, and Aaron Trombley up there, the shortstop for Otter Valley. And she'll step in from the right side, and she handles the bat well. She's got pretty blinding speed, actually. As Merrill thinking about flipping the ball down to first. Got to remember she's got Bassett at second. Trombley today 0 for 2. She's made contact both times. She's grounded out to the shortstop, and Pelican will go for the force out, and that hit the runner, and that will be, yeah, Bassett will stay at third base. Yeah, the throw, it was a good play to try to get the lead runner on the force out. There was no tag play needed. There was a force out, but the ball hit the leg of the runner, and now Sanderson up, and she's got a double, scored a run, and grounded out to Labatt at second. So yeah, she got a chance to ring up some big numbers here with a base hit, and a good pitch by Hazlett, and that'll be a strike count. So the base is juiced for Otter Valley. With that 8-0 lead, looking to break the game wide open here in the 4th. I don't know if you've ever been to that website, PEGTV.com, but it's I always talk about clicking video on demand and all that. That's a great feature, but there's so much more information, and they'll throw down to third. And again, that's what Otter Valley wants you to do. They want you to make mistakes. They want you to get all jittery out there and get chasing around those bases and taking the bait and biting it. That's going to do damage. That's going to do damage. That's going to do damage. At least 1 run in, and they'll get the force out, but the run will score, and that's the 2nd out, as it's a smart play on that 7-5 put out. So Bassett will come in with the 9th run. You don't see a lot of 7-5 putouts. And now Chelsea Bruce up, and she is the 9th Otter to come to the plate here in the 4th. And that's going to be through the hole, and got her out. I stayed with it long enough. I couldn't recognize what was going on at this depth, but they'll get the out, and I'm not sure if the run crossed the plate prior to that. I'll have to ask around on that. Ketchum's first pitch of the 5th will be a strike. A couple things happened. I had a roster given to me by the athletic director here at Otter Valley, Sumner Urbe, and he's a good guy. He takes good care of me, and I can tell you now that the pitcher, Ketchum, is a sophomore. So she is the next wave coming in for Otter Valley pitching. Pinson is a senior. Boy, big swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout. That'll be the well, I'm looking. That's the 2nd strikeout of the ball. I thought I'd circled my inning. That's the 2nd strikeout of the ball game for Ketchum, and now Smith up as Whately went down on strikes. And I can also tell you that that is Tom Blackbird out there, an outstanding umpire, and he came out, and I just had a question for him, and the force was still in effect, which I should have known that after all these decades of softball and baseball. So the out is recorded, and the run across the plate does not go into the book. So it's 9-0 Otter Valley. And I told him, very honestly, I kind of got caught up. I kind of lost my, got disoriented there following the ball around, just running the camera. And I didn't really pay attention other than I saw the out call, and he explained the play for me, and I appreciate that very much from him. Oh, look at the motion on that pitch. That's nasty stuff. As Smith will walk out of the box and talk to herself. She's 0 for 1 today. She grounded out to Delphia at second. See that sequence? That was beautiful. It was a ball. She went inside with the pitch prior to that, and then she brought the next pitch outside, trying to ring her up on the outside corner. That's going to be Ketchum's got time. Ketchum's got time, and she'll get the out. Now what Ketchum did, the sophomore, so well there. She just kept her composure, never panicked. So she's come in the ball game in the 4th, replacing Pinson, and has retired all 5 batters she's faced so far. Now Niles up. She's 0 for 1 with that strikeout. She struck out, and that split plate but high. So the Otters looking for another good inning here defensively. Tell you what, she has found her rhythm. Mallory Ketchum has. Tell you, that's a nice feature to have as a coach. Having two very good pitchers at the same time on your team. On late swing and a strike. This scenario, it's not like they're both seniors and you got that little moral guilt thing where you think I gotta get them all equal time. You know, obviously senior Pinson is the first punch, and then Ketchum comes in and she gets experience and hits the second punch, and there's another 1, 2, 3 inning for Ketchum as we'll go to the bottom of the fifth with the Otters up by 9. In the fifth, it'll be Ashley Delphia, Jenna Munger, then top your order Pinkham due up. Delphia has reached base twice today, once on an error, once on a walk, and she has scored both times. As Hazlett will start off with a ball. Now to me that defense looks the same out there for Burr Burton, and I'll go around you right now. And I already mentioned that Hazlett's the pitcher, Merrill's the catcher, Niles is at first, Labatt is at second, Peliquin is the shortstop, Trombley is at third. The outfield has Waitley, Cardis, and Smith. Now again, even at 9-0 in the bottom of the fifth, it's not a runaway wreck train yet for Burr Burton. They actually have a lot of bright spots watching the game here. It's just been 4 or 5 plays where they've either made the wrong decision or just didn't execute the play, and that's a strike called. One strikeout came back in the first inning for Hazlett. Oh, good pitch there as Delphia just couldn't catch up to it. And so coming back, I believe it's a full count now at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be put into play, and that's going to come down to Labatt to first, and she'll get the out. So the 4-3 ground out, and they'll retire Delphia for the first time today. They'll keep her off the bases. Now Munger up. She's scored a run today. She's a bright young lady. I got to come up and talk to the team for a sports beat show that starts up. That'll be on the 24th of June, or 24th of May, through the first 2 weeks of June. And the only person who wasn't in practice that day was Pinson. But I got talking to Munger, and one thing that impressed me about Munger was just her outward personality. Very funny kid, but she's into theater and drama, and I remember her, she sings the national anthem at the basketball game, so a very talented multitasker out there. And that pitch will be high for a ball. That's one of the cool things about doing a talk show, Sports Beat, over the last 15 years is just getting to talk to so many different talented and smart people and creative people. Because I'm not a bright guy, so it's been an education for me to be able to talk to a lot of these people. So Hazlett in the windup, and again a little bit high, as I was just about letter high. And it's a warm day, but it's not an oppressive heat. I don't think Hazlett's running out of juice here in the fifth, scheduled for 7. But Munger will walk, and she'll be on base for the second time today. And now Pinkham up. Pinkham has just been such a pain in Burr Burton's side here today. She's reached on an error. She's had a bunt single, and she's had a base hit single. Now swinging away. She's scored 3 runs. And again, she gives you so many options at the plate that as a defender, you just, do you play back at the corner? Do you come in and she slaps it by? Do you worry about the bunt? She knows the strike zone. She'll make the pitcher stay honest out there. She's got good speed out of the box. Like I said, just a prototypical type of leadoff batter you want. And I believe, good thing about it, I believe Pinkham's only a junior. So I'll take out my roster that Sumner Herb they gave me. And she is a junior. I look at the roster now. Bassett is a freshman. Munger's a junior. Delphia is a junior. Poljasic, we didn't get to start today. She's a junior, or a sophomore, I'm sorry. Trombley's only a junior. Ketchum, who's the relief pitcher now, she's a sophomore. I mean, so you start looking down his lineup and you're thinking, wow, this is going to be a good team again next year. Like I told you, it seems like every year Coach Candon puts a strong, competitive team out there. So Merrill will take the walk back to home base. And Pinkham had a little meeting with Coach Candon, and Craig Pettis will put his face mask back on, and we're good to go here. As Merrill just scooped that pitch up. That'll keep Munger at first base. Been a couple 4-run innings that really set the tone here for the Otters. And there's a strike call. Nice pitch on the knee. They scored 4 in the second and 4 in the fourth. Of course, they had that goose egg in the third, and they had the 1 run in the first. They're up by 9 here in the fifth. And that'll be a close pitch, but called a ball. Now it'll be back-to-back walks now. As Michaela Harrington up, she has 3 RBIs today. And her last time up, she had a 2-run homer. So she's gotten the job done. And there's paperwork being done because we have a pinch hitter. So Harrington will not bat. That will be Marissa DeYoung coming up. And I know I'm not saying that right. I should have wrote it down phonically. And I didn't. So again, the makings of a big inning. First and second, just the 1 down. And Bassett should be on deck. Strike called outside corner. So Dagnan, I don't think that's how you say it either. I'll go back to DeYoung. Oh, God, I feel bad when I can't get the name right. Especially when I asked how to say it. Pitch called a strike. You know what I always say? You get what you pay for, and I'm free, so. Good eye on a pitch above the belt. And up until this inning, Hazlett has not really hurt herself with a lot of walks. She's got back-to-back walks right now, and she's behind in the count to the current batter. And maybe she is getting a little arm weary. A lot of it's just, mental focus as a pitcher. I mean, she's a fairly decent pitcher, Hazlett is, but as far as like thinking back to McGaw's and Hendy, she's not really physically working that hard. So I'm just trying to think. She hasn't thrown a ton of pitches. You take a pitcher like Danielle Hendy or Angela McGaw or way back when the Higgins girl threw for Pulteney. I mean, they physically were just pounding their body and bumping and grinding, and that real aggressive whip and push off, where you burn up a lot of juice. So on the walk, that will load the bases. And now Bassett is up. Okay. Bassett had a single her last time up. She's also reached on an error. She's also scored a run. Now with the base is loaded in the 9-0 game, we've got to start thinking about the mercy rule. The mercy rule, in layman terms, basically if you're the team behind by 15 runs or more, foul ball, and you've had 5 full at bats, which Burr Burton has, then the game can be called because of the mercy rule. So basically, you got to be up by 15, and your opponents had to have 5 full innings at the plate. And that will float in high, and they'll throw the ball down the third. And Munger easily back ahead of the throw. When I look at the bases, there's a lot of speed out there on the bases for Otter Valley. So a base hit here could mean at least 2, if not more, runs for the Otters. Hard to think about it, but Legion baseball coming up. And just late catching up that good pitch by Hazlett. Yeah, American Legion Post 31 baseball action back on Munger Bridge. It starts mid-June. You can go to the Legion website. You can call the Legion downtown. You can watch Rutland Herald. You get the go to the game and you get the schedule. That's going to be Peloquin, and she dropped the ball. Yeah, it should be. Yeah. And okay, I'm listening. It should be. The ball was. Okay, I'm trying to catch up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So Pinkham moved up to third. And Munger was out at home plate. 2 down. And that'll be a ball. And this is Jerome. That's who I lost. Okay. In that whole melee, I lost Jerome. So Jerome is up now. And all of a sudden, that big inning on a fluky play. And that pitch called a strike. So Jerome looking to deliver the timely hit. Digs in from the right side, and good eye right there. That pitch just crowded her at the plate a tad bit too much to be called a strike. So in the fifth, it's 9-0 Otter Valley, and they have the bases loaded, but 2 down. And that will walk in a run. They get going now. So a run will be forced in. Pinkham will touch the plate for the 10th run. And now Aaron Trombley up. And Trombley will look at that one, float in for a strike. Trombley today has reached on a fielder's choice, and she's also grounded out to second and lined out to short. A nice job by Merrill, the catcher. That pitch was a ball, but she caught it a little bit high and tried to slide it down into the strike zone and frame it and get a strike called for Hazlett, but it's a 1-1 count now. Yeah, and again, that pitch, that dipping action down and inside handcuffed Trombley. So Trombley with 2 strikes on her, got to get the bat on the ball here. As the Otters with that 10-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Free internet service. You just go to PEGV.com, click video on demand, and this is going to be up the middle, a base hit. There's 1 run coming in. They're going to rape Bassett around. She hesitated, and she will be safe as Trombley will have 2 RBIs on that single. Nice piece of hitting as she got the ball through the 2-hole. Jerome will stop at second. And Trombley at first for Sanderson in a 12-0 game now. And that is not Sanderson up there. I'll have to wait and see if I see the jersey number to get the courtesy runner, or courtesy batter. They just said Chelsea, so that must be Robbins. So Chelsea, it's a kind of game a coach loves. You get to get a lot of people in a game. And it's not a massacre type game blowout. I mean, it's like I said, it's been relatively doable throughout the innings by Burr Burton, but everybody will get a chance to get some experience in the ballgame, and that's a nice pitch for a strike. So with 2 down, it was Trombley that delivered the big hit, drove in 2 runs. 3 so far this inning. And a big swing and a foul off. Robbins will have it foul back. As they retrieve that foul ball, get it back to Hazlett. Hazlett zeroing in on the target now of Merrill. And that'll be the inning, but we'll go to the 6th, and the Otters up by 12. That's her last name, Marissa Davignon. She just pronounced it herself for me. So again, I apologize for the earlier job of not being able to get that right, but Davignon. That's actually a very cool name when you say it. A lot of changes out there, and I'll try to catch up to them. As I can see Delphia is still the original second baseman. And I believe that is still Jerome at first. So those are starters. Swing and a miss as Ketchum with 2 strikeouts and 2 innings of work. And Peliquin at the plate, the shortstop for Burr Burton. We're in the top of the 6th, 12-0 Otter Valley, and that's going to be strike 2. So I'm looking now, okay, give me a second. I know that Munger stayed in right field. Oh, great pitch. 3rd strikeout of the ball game. As Pelican will go down. 7th of the game for Otter Valley pitching between Pinson and Ketchum, and now Trombley up top of the order. So I know that's Bassett has moved to center field. That's a new catcher. There's a strike. But what you gotta let me do is catch up on the changes. As Ketchum working fast here. And that'll be a ball. Okay, this is the problem. I don't have a number 2. I don't believe on my roster, but I do have Costa is number 2. So Costa has gone into play shortstop for Otter Valley. That'll be a ball in the dirt. You see the dust kicking up. You bear with me. Bruce has gone into play 3rd base defensively. And that's going to be a base hit. And Davignon will chase that down, and this is going to be at least a double, and that is where they'll bring the brakes on for Trombley. So Trombley with a double and a single and a triple. No, 2 doubles and a single from that leadoff spot. Man, she's done a good job from leadoff spot. Now Merrill up, and that will break the streak of Ketchums as far as people retired in a row, and that's going to be up the middle, base hit, and they're going to waver. No, they're going to put the brakes on as they started to waver around, and then the head coach thought better of it. So Merrill will have her first hit of the ball game after being 0 for 2. And Hazlett up. She is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Chance to get Burr Burton on the scoreboard here in the 6th. All right, so you bear with me. I see some. Now I can see the jersey numbers. 24 is Robbins. So Robbins has gone in to catch. Davignon has gone into play. Davignon has gone into play left field. Bassett has gone into play center. Munger stays in right. Pinkham's not in the ball game anymore at third. Costa's the shortstop. And I just got to remember Bruce, I believe. Yep, Bruce is at third. And I think I got it. I think I'm all caught up to date. They'll throw down to third. And I don't know where the camera was set on that pitch because had my head buried in a book. At the plate, where are you? Is Hazlett. Just missed. 1-1 to count. So a little different look right now on the field for the Otters. Again, they're getting a lot of experience for players who don't see a lot of varsity time. Up by 12 in the 6th. This is what you do. Davignon. I'll forget that by the next ball game. And that will be the 4th strikeout for Ketchum, 2 this inning, and each pitcher, Pinson and Ketchum, I believe, have struck out 4 apiece. That's DaCosta to first and a little high on the throw. And Merrill's going to come in to score, and I'm looking, they're going to stop the base runner at, that's Labat, or Labat. And I'm just looking how many runs came in. So Trombley scored. And Labat goes to second, and Cardis up now. What had happened there, I was writing in my book when the ball was hit to Costa. And what Costa did was she was just a little juiced, a little generalized, a little jacked, and she rushed, and she didn't have to. Ketchum will go to first. That's the inning, but Burton will get that run on the board. We'll go to the bottom of 6, 12-1, the Otters. Bruce will pull a foul to start off the 6th, so she was able to get around on that pitch. And Bruce today 0 for 3. She made contact all 3 times. Delphia due up next. That's where I think it's a pretty entertaining ball game, to tell you the truth. I don't have any problem with it. I like those 4-3 win at the bottom of the 7th type games, but you can't have those every time. And a good job of holding up on that pitch by Bruce. And I'm just waiting on, I think they're going to stay to the original order right now, which is Delphia on deck. And that's going to come right at you. The short, the first, they'll get the 6-3 ground out. Nice job handling the ball that time by Peliquin, and she'll get that leadoff batter out. Now Ashley Delphia up, and I believe Jenna Munger will bat afterwards. Yeah, and then we'll get into the changes that occurred defensively. That pitch came in high. Took a little something off it, but it was high for a ball. And Hazlett will bend Delphia back for ball 2. I said I'd talk to you about Sports Beat, and again, that show's been on since November '95. Will it stay fair? It will not stay fair, and they'll pick it up and do it over again. But it's it is a show that deals with sports, but also deals with a lot of other things. I've had the comedian Rusty DeWeeves on. I've had all kinds of musicians on. woodworkers, chefs, cooks, play drama theater people. So, but coming up, starting May 24th and running the first 2 weeks of June, right to graduation for the high schools, I have the Otter Valley softball team on and their head coach Patty Camden. So you can watch that on Channel 15 Mondays at 4:30, Tuesdays at 5:30 in the afternoon, Thursday nights at 9 o'clock, or you go to the website and just watch anytime you want. The Otters with that 12-1 lead. And it's going to be Peliquin with another chance, and she will get over to first with a nice job of staying on the bag by Niles. So a couple 6-3 ground outs. And now Munger up. As Hazlett settling down nicely this inning. Now, like I said, she hasn't pitched that bad throughout the game. There's been several errors made behind her, but again, it's a softball team that has made tremendous strides, Burr Burton, and they just have a few little components missing before they can actually be a consistent threat. In my opinion, which means nothing. Top of the order on deck, and I'm waiting to see if that's going to be Bruce. I don't think it will be. I'm looking over there, and I just can't see the jersey number of who's on deck. Well, it should be Robbins, actually. That's going to be back to the pitcher, and they'll have a 1-2-3 inning as we go to the bottom of the 6th. No, we go to the top of the 7th. 12-1, the Otters. Yes, I've confirmed with myself it is the top of the 7th. And it'll be Waitley, Smith, and Niles due up as Pinson started the ballgame pitching for Otter Valley. She had 4 strikeouts in 3 innings. And since coming on in relief, Ketchum has had 4 strikeouts. So again, what a 1-2 punch, and that's going to be Robbins will pick up the foul ball. So again, I'm just looking defensively out there. Jerome stays at first. Delphia's at second. Ketchum's in the circle. Robbins is the catcher. Costa is at short, and I believe that is Bruce at third. And that'll be a swing and a miss for strike 2. You think I would have a better memory. Yeah, Chelsea Bruce is at third. I have Bassett in front of me in center. Davignon is in left, and Munger stays in right. That's the Otter defense. That will probably be the way it ends. That strike 3 dropped, and they're going to pick the ball up and flip it down to first and get the out. A good job of not panicking, getting the out. And now Smith up. She's 0 for 2 today. She's grounded out to Delphia at second, and then to the pitcher. And I'll tell you, I was impressed with Pinson, and I'm impressed with Ketchum. Just good softball action again coming to you from Otter Valley on Munger Vision. Foul for strike 2. Again, the Otters did it with a couple, well, 3 big innings. They had a run in the first, but then 4 in the second, 4 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. And that really was the undoing of the Burr Burton squad. But again, it's a very much improved Burr Burton softball team. Oh, missed a little bit low. Couldn't get the call at the knee for a ball. That's going to be to Costa, and it'll be a base hit as Davignon will pick it up and get it into Delphia. And that was a decent hit. She was able to pull the ball through the hole at short, and that'll be the first base hit of the ball game for Smith. Now Niles up, looking for her first base hit of the morning. And quickly, I want to work in there that, speaking of mornings, this has nothing to do with it. I don't know how to segue to it. But you can watch the games of the week Saturday afternoon starting at 4 o'clock, and it runs until 8 a.m. Sunday morning. So maybe that's how I work the morning thing in. So yeah, every Saturday at 4 you can turn on Channel 15, watch whatever games I've handed in. Yeah, and that hit the batter, and that'll be runners at first and second. As that kind of different because the ball fell out of the hand of the pitcher Ketchum, and now Peliquin up with 2 on and 1 down. And about the only thing we haven't seen today is a double play by the Otters. But you've seen a lot of their senior players. They don't have a lot of seniors to begin with Otter Valley, but you've seen a lot of their future players And yeah, it's programmed. It's just going to be strong again next year. So catch him with some good juice on that last pitch. That's going to be to catch him. She's going to take the harder play, yeah. That's a young mistake, yeah, as you'll see the score there. The play, to be honest with you, was to go to first to get the out. You're up by 11. You're playing for outs right now. It's okay. I mean, it's an aggressive play. I like that. And I shouldn't speculate, but I would have, as a coach, which I am not, I would have rather my player gone to first and got the out. So Trombley up. She is 3 for 3 today, and she has scored a run. Couple doubles and a single. And a good pitch right there by Ketchum. Oh, it's a learning process. Every day you get up in the morning, it's a learning process. Quickly, 2 strikes on Trombley. Yeah, she led the ball game off with a double for Burr Burton. She had an infield single, and then she doubled her last time up and scored. And that will be strike 3, so she will go down looking. And down to their final out will be Libby Merrill. She had a single her last time up. Prior to that, she had struck out twice. So Honor Valley looking to put the finishing touches on a 12-2 game right now. That's a good job by Robbins sliding out, knocking the ball down. And they're looking to swing away, and that's going to be Philadelphia to first, and the Otters will get the win, 12-2 over Burr Burton, and a good ball game on Munger Vision. Congratulations to the Lady Otters, and a good effort by Burr Burton. Get out there and support your student athletes. Oh yeah, I always watch Munger Vision.